Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Azishami bin Jaya Surya. Today I'll be presenting about my group assignment which is titled Personal Financing Board Game Design. So, a little introduction about my group assignment. So, in today's world, financial literacy is no longer a luxury. It's a necessity. People of all ages are constantly faced with financial decisions that affect their long-term security and quality of life. Whether it's budgeting for daily expenses, saving for emergencies, investing for the future, or managing debt, personal finance skills determine how well an individual can navigate through life's uncertainties. Despite its importance, personal finance is often underrepresented in formal education systems. Many young people graduate without the skills to manage money responsibly. To address this challenge, educational tools must be engaging, practical, and also accessible. One effective method is the use of serious games where gameplay is combined with learning objectives. This report presents the design of a board game titled Cash Quest. Developed as an educational tool to teach financial literacy, the game stimulates real-world money management in a playful environment, encouraging players to make financial decisions, experience consequences, and develop strategies for long-term success. Let's talk more about the game. So, Cash Quest makes financial learning fun and interactive. Instead of just reading about budgeting or investing, players actually practice these skills by making choices during the game. The theme of the game is the financial journey of a working adult. Players receive a salary, pay bills, handle unexpected expenses, and decide whether to save, invest, or borrow money. Just like real life, their financial success depends on how well they balance income, expenses, and risk. The main objective is to achieve financial freedom, which means the ending of the game with the highest net worth. Net worth is calculated as cash plus assets minus debt. This goal teaches players that true financial success is not only about earning money, but also about managing debts and making smart long-term financial decisions. So how do you play this game, may you ask? So the game requires the following components. First, which is the game board, of course, which includes 32 squares, each representing different financial events, which is payday bills, investments, debts, and everything. Second is the player tokens, which is the pawns that represents each player. Next is the dice. Next is the money tokens, which we will include paper notes or coins used for transactions. And finance cards contain structured events related to income tax, investments, and loans. Chance cards contain random life events such as emergencies, bonus, and windfalls. And lastly is the debt tracker sheets, used to record borrowed money and interest payments. So how do you play this game exactly? So at the start of the game, every player begins with $2,000 in cash, a monthly salary of $1,000, and no assets or debts. Each time they pass the start square, they collect their salary. Players place their tokens at the beginning and take turns in a clockwise direction. On the turn, a player rolls the dice, moves forward, and follow the action on the square they land on. Sometimes they may need to draw a chance or finance card, which adds an element of surprise. If a player cannot pay an expense, they must borrow money from the bank, but this loan comes with a 10% interest charge each round, just like in real life. Next is the board includes different types of squares. The payday square gives players their salary, while the bill square makes them pay $300 for living costs. A bonus square provides an extra $200, while debt squares force players with loans to pay interest. On investment squares, players can buy property, stocks, or even start a business, each with its own risk and rewards. Taxes square. Taxes require a $400 payment, side hustle squares give an extra $250 income, and chance or finance squares bring unpredictable events. These cards represent real life's ups and downs. Good events might include a tax refund, or a promotion, or a stock market gain. Negative ones could mean a sudden car repair, medical bills, or a stock market crash. This unpredictability mirrors the challenges of managing money in real life. The game ends after 10 runs or a set number of cycles around the board. At that point, each player calculates their net worth by adding their cash and assets, then subtracting by any debt. The players with the highest net worth is declared the winner, symbolizing financial freedom. So, the Cash Quest game is built on 5 key principles of financial literacy. First, it teaches budgeting, which is players quickly learn how to balance their salary and side hustle income against regular expenses like bills, taxes, and also emergencies. Second, it emphasizes the choice between saving and spending. Just like in real life, players must decide whether to keep their money safe for the future or invest it on for potential growth. Third, it highlights debt management. Borrowing is an option in the game, but it comes with an interest. This shows how debt can grow over time and become a serious burden if not handled properly. Fourth, the game demonstrates the balance of risk and reward. Investments can bring great returns, but they can also lead to losses. Players learn the importance of evaluating risk before making financial decisions. Finally, the game reinforced the need for emergency preparedness. Chance cards introduce unexpected events like medical bills or car repairs that remind players why having savings is so important. From these principles, the game produces meaningful learning outcomes. Players become aware of how small everyday financial decisions add up over time. They understand the dangers of debt and the importance of paying it off quickly. They also see the value of investing early and spreading their money across different assets and reducing risk. The game shows how sudden events such as illness or economic downturns can disrupt financial stability and why planning ahead matters. Most importantly, it encourages long-term thinking. Helping players appreciate their financial freedom comes from inconsistent, informed decisions rather than luck. By combining fun and competition with real-world lessons, the board game ensures that players not only enjoy themselves but also remember the impact of their financial choices long after the game ends. So a little bit of reflection towards this game. Cash Quest has proven to be an engaging and effective tool for combining entertainment with education. It takes concepts like budgeting, debt, and investing, which are often seen as complicated and intimidating, and transform them into simple interactive experiences that players can understand through practice. Instead of just reading about money management, players see how their decisions affect their financial situation, which makes the lessons more meaningful and memorable. The game also creates fun, competitive environment that keeps players motivated while they unknowingly pick up valuable financial skills. Despite its success, there are opportunities to make the game even more realistic and impactful. One improvement could be introduced is career choices, allowing players to start with different professions such as a teacher, engineer, or entrepreneur. This would add variety and reflect how different career paths influence income and financial challenges in real life. Another valuable addition would be insurance options. By letting players buy protection against negative events such as car repairs or medical bills, the game would teach the importance of risk management and planning ahead. To make the game even closer to reality, family expenses could be also included. Costs like childcare, education, or elder care would show how financial responsibilities extend beyond personal finance needs. Finally, a digital version of the game could be broaden its reach, allowing people to play online or on their phones. A digital adaptation could also automate calculation for salaries, debt, and investments, making it easier to play while still focusing on the learning experience. By adding these features, the game would not only remain enjoyable, but also provide a deeper, more realistic stimulation of financial life, helping players gain skills that are even more relevant to their everyday decisions. So in conclusion, the Cash Quest game provides a practical, enjoyable, and memorable way of teaching financial literacy. Unlike textbooks or lectures, the game encourages active learning through experience. Players are rewarded for making smart financial choices and penalized for poor ones, mirroring real life. By integrating budgeting, debt management, saving, and investing into one interactive framework, the game equips players with knowledge they can apply outside the classroom. With further development, it could serve as a valuable tool for schools, community programs, and even families to improve financial awareness across all age groups. Ultimately, the board game demonstrates that financial freedom is not about luck, but about consistent and informed decision making. Thank you for listening.